Call to order the June 15th, 2021 City of Columbiana City Council meeting. I'd like to ask Deanne to give the invocation, and we'll all stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Did I go off?
Yeah.
You're blinking red.
Okay, am I back on? Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
Lord, we ask your blessing on our community and on our world during this time. Be with our leaders as they guide us and as they make decisions to keep our citizens safe. Give them the wisdom and knowledge they need. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Deanne, you call the roll.
Becker,
Here.
Souter,
Here.
McBain,
Here.
Liston,
Here.
DiTilio,
Here.
Banner, Noel,
Here.
Willard,
Here.
Hudson,
Here.
Is that feedback normal?
I think it's just her mic.
Just
so
me?
I'm just gonna leave it
Okay.
there.
Okay.
of course, it's just me.
Yeah.
Sound like you're
we're
announcing a
evolving.
sound like you're announcing a baseball game.
Yeah.
It does.
You all received in your packet the June 1st, 2021 minutes. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes as sent to you? Hearing no comments, they'll stand approved as read. I want to note at this point in the meeting that at 7:15 p.m., we're going to conduct two public hearings. First, the building height in 4 zones from 25 to 75 feet, and a public hearing at 7:15 for the 2022 tax budget. So we'll interrupt the meeting at that point to discuss those matters. At this point, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to read the following proclamation. Whereas Jeff Hogue has served the city of Columbiana since November 1st, 2004 as an auxiliary patrolman, and whereas he has rose through the ranks of first sergeant and second sergeant and was promoted to the rank of lieutenant in January of 2014, serving as the commanding officer of the auxiliary. Whereas Jeff's dedication to the unit has been superb. He has always been very generous in numerous ways with his time, both in on and off duty, and was always the first to answer an unexpected call to duty. Whereas it is because of Jeff's efforts and the efforts of his fellow auxiliary officers that so many community events are able to progress in an orderly fashion. We rely greatly on these volunteers such as Jeff for their contributions of time, effort, and dedication. And whereas Jeff's leadership skills and devotion of 17 years to the city of Columbiana and its people has earned him the respect and friendship of his fellow auxiliary officers and fellow citizens. Now, therefore, we, the council of the city of Columbiana, do hereby proclaim our appreciation to Jeff Hogue and do further express our friendship and good wishes for his continued health, prosperity, and enjoyment of life. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jeff. I don't think we can realize how much time and effort the auxiliary puts in to serving this community, and it's a great honor to be able to recognize you as well as many of the others that so willfully volunteer their time. So thank you very much. Do you have a speech to make? No. All righty. Well, thank you very much.
So is that 16 street fairs? Am I counting right? Did you go through 16 street fairs? Okay. So- okay, well, that's a good one.
He was ready though.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. It's good to see everybody come to see this recognition. We'll have a real pretty one fixed up for you here in no time. Okay, we're going to move the agenda to the reports of commissions and board. You received a copy of the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 8th, 2021. And is there any questions or comments on those minutes? We've also received the Park and Cemetery Board meeting minutes of April 26, 2021. And the Park and Recreation and Cemetery Board meeting minutes of May 17th, 2021. Any comments on those reports? Thank you very much. We have no one who's asked to appear before the council tonight. So we will move the agenda to the manager's report. Lance?
Thanks, Mayor. At our next council meeting, we'll have another proclamation for Chief Rick Garrity, our fire chief. He announced last week that he's going to be stepping down as the fire chief on June 30th. And he will be carrying out the rest of the summer here, but he will be moving. And he was a great part of our management team and loved working with him, and we'll be sad to see him go. There is a process that's already in existence to name the next chief, at least until the next election, and that'll be Chief Jim Douglas, will be active July 1st. So I just want to kind of mention that before our next council meeting, which will be the third Tuesday of July. So we won't see each other at the beginning of July unless there's a special meeting. We'll believe it's July 20th will be our next meeting. We continue to work with the Community Action Agency on utility help for those that have been impacted by COVID-19. We really encourage people to reach out to Community Action Agency. They can get help if they qualify for their utilities clear back through April of 2020. I do have some legislation on the agenda. Tom Farley and I've been working with the EMS department, trying to solve a couple problems with shift coverage. I know their safety forces, especially in a non-full-time position like EMS, it is difficult, and we're recommending that the legislation, basically we're paying per hour for their classification for hours instead of the part-time wages. So that's just one thing that we think will help. We did change a couple things in 2016, and we think that helped, but we do have a couple other recommendations that we're looking at later this year, and we'll come back to you for that. We did order a couple ambulances early in 2020, I believe, and we're going to be picking those up before the next council meeting. And then they'll be placed in service shortly after that. We are required to do an annual tax budget and corresponding public hearing, which will take place in about 6 minutes. And we do have Mike here to answer any questions. Got a report on the dog park. We've got over $33,000 raised, and I think we have some commitments that we're going to announce at the next meeting. We've got an update today. I believe Birdfish is doing pretty well in their fundraising for us. So we appreciate that. And we believe by the next meeting that we will meet our halfway mark. So
Josh told me last night that they think that they raised close to $12,000 over the weekend.
yeah, that's fantastic. What an amazing community, huh? So yeah, we'll quantify that, but I mean, that's fantastic news, clear up another 45,000. So we don't have far to go. Do have a couple grants out there that we're hoping to get to. If you've been to the Columbiana corridor lately, it was kind of tore up last week, but I want to thank the street department, electric department, and any other crews, park department that have been asked to help. They did install electric, stormwater, gas, and water, and we should be putting cement down those trenches over the next day or so, and we'll be ready for the block party, which is on Saturday from 1 to 4. That is the chamber event where we'll be closing the road from noon to 5, I believe. Heidi had come to the last meeting. So I look forward to seeing everybody at the block party. And Columbiana corridor will be open, so you'll be able to sit down there and eat. We'll have everything will be operational except the fire pits. We're not going to have the gas hookup for probably another 30 days. We're ready. We just have to get new service put in. If you've been out to the pool parking lot looks like it's we've gotten really far on that. They've gotten really far today. Actually, it's nearly finished. So we'll have pool parking here in the next probably 10 days for the pool. I did want to thank, shifting gears here a little bit, Congressman Bill Johnson stopped and visited the Columbiana Cultural Collective. As you know, that there is a nonprofit 501c3 formed to go after the theater, and we're in the process of doing that. They do have some board members. I think they have 12 board members. I think it's going pretty well, and they're at the fundraising aspect of it right now. I don't think I mentioned it. I wanted to thank the Columbiana Area Chamber of Commerce and all the businesses for helping donate the hanging baskets downtown. And thanks to all the city crews for hanging them up. And we are using the automatic watering system, and that seems to be working. And let's see, I believe there's over 60 of them this year. So really appreciate them doing that for us. We did hold our pre-construction meeting for the West Salem Street stormwater. Should be well on our way by the next council meeting. Dr. Ron Detweiler will be at the July 20th council meeting to present in more detail the girls softball improvement project that we discussed last couple meetings when he gave us an update. They are going to have a little workshop here on the 22nd. Wanted to note that Chief Myers reported to us this week that he was able to get a grant for the police department. And it's a pretty significant grant. It's a 75% grant, and I believe it was either $20,000 or $25,000. Yeah, a little over $23,000. So that is going to require us to have an emergency appropriations at the next council meeting, and Mike will supply that for us because we did not appropriate that money. We try to predict some of the grants that we're going to get to allow for that, but this one just popped up, and it's a great problem to have. So we'll get that done, and then we'll write them a check for the equipment, order it, and then we'll be reimbursed when the grant's done. But we do need to appropriate that money. Street department, we patched holes. We spent a lot of time out the park. We appreciate all the staff from all the departments that have helped on that. We've been working on like I said, the Columbiana corridor. And thanks again for Compco and the Smith family for donating the sign. And we've got I think Humtown donated the fire pits. Did help out on a couple water breaks there. We did haul a lot of stone to the pool parking lot.
Lance,
Yes,
it's 7:15.
okay. I was gonna wait for 5 more seconds. No, just kidding.
Go, you have 5 more
That's
seconds.
good. That was good.
And after we get done with the public hearings, you saying that's all?
Yeah, that's all, right.
Do we need a motion to go into a public hearing?
You just need to officially open. the
Okay.
public hearing.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Oh, okay, at this time, catching Lance in mid-sentence, I'll call to order the public hearing. The first public hearing is going to be regarding the building height in C4 zones. And the proposal is to change that from 25 feet high to 75 feet high. So that is the public hearing we're going to have now. And I would entertain any comments from the public regarding that matter. Anyone want to speak to that issue?
I wonder if you have, are the fire trucks calling up to meet that?
Ma'am, you know what would be really great? Do you mind coming up to this mic?
Mhm.
Because we love public input. Is the red light on?
Yeah, it's
green.
green.
It's
Yeah, it's
green.
good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm Marta Aker, and I wasn't here for that, but I just curious because Rick Gary is my daughter's father, or father-in-law. Anyway, are the fire trucks tall enough to meet a 75-foot building?
So we already have, our C3 is already 75 foot, so we are good for that. And I believe that was a big ladder truck that we got in order to do that a few years ago.
So that was just a curious question.
Great question.
Very good thought. yeah.
Very good thought. Thank you very much.
And,
Any other comments regarding the, regarding this change in the C4 zoning height to 75 feet? Hearing no other comments, we will dispense with that public hearing and we'll move to the public hearing regarding the 2022 tax budget. Anybody like to talk about budgets? This is your chance right now.
As they rush for the door.
Okay, Mike is here with all the detailed information. So,
Have any questions?
Huh?
Does council have any questions?
get off easy tonight, Mike. Okay, hearing no other questions or comments regarding that public hearing will be dismissed at this point as well. And we will move that back to the agenda. And that when we left, Lance was speaking.
Oh, yeah, thanks. So the street department and I believe electric department hung the flower baskets. We appreciate that. The water department hung the, excuse me, they turned on the water for the square and the flower baskets. We did have a couple water leaks and we were happy that the other departments were willing to pitch in. Appreciate that. Working through the night. Wastewater department, we're working on a new EPA permit. Every 5 years we have to do that. And we're, excuse me, we're still working on the auger and the screening building. And then park and cemetery, the pool is open. It's went pretty well so far. We did have a problem with our pool heater yesterday or Sunday and yesterday. And we're working on that and trying to find a solution with that. You know, very hard. We're going to try to figure that out. Not sure we may even have to replace it, but it's a little soon. So we're waiting on a couple recommendations. We did attend the R&B project meeting and also a couple meetings in amongst that regarding the new, everything that's, so all the projects that are going on and at the park. The sports went pretty well. That was June 2nd. Really nice to see everybody get out there and get to see people play pickleball, which that was the first time I'd ever seen it. And they are busy. They're busy. I mean, if you drive by there after 5, they were actually out there today too. So been very busy. Electric department, they're still working on an extension of a 3-phase line. They did complete that 7th Street project. We do have to transfer some lines off of some poles. We'll be working with the phone company on that. And they, as I said, they did help on the electric installation for the corridor. And I believe that is it.
Any questions for Lance on his report? Are you going to discuss the bid results for the line? Any comments you want to make?
Yeah, in your packet, you had the bid results, and after making all considerations, we're recommending to go with Carmoose. That was the next on the agenda. Perfect timing. And we'll-
Okay, so we'll deal with that later on.
yeah, I believe
in our
there's
action.
Yep.
Okay, EMS Department Report, May of 2021. Any questions or comments on that report? Okay, you also were sent the Mayor's Court Report of May of 2021. Any comments on that report? And then also the Building Zoning Department Report, May of 2021. Okay, hearing nothing on that, we'll move. I would like to entertain a motion to concur with the city manager, Lance Willard, and the chief of police to appoint Kelly Hepner to the Columbiana Police Auxiliary.
So moved.
Second motion and a second.
Second,
No,
you got it?
that
Yeah.
was
Skip.
that was
I'll
that was the
take
third.
I'll take a third then.
Yeah, okay, you got third. Geez, that's pretty good. I don't remember where we got a third on the motion. Okay, are there any questions on the motion? This is great. and Kelly's here tonight.
Mhm.
So, there is a motion, no questions. Could I call for the roll?
Oh, if I could say something first before the roll call. I've been blessed to serve in ministry with Kelly for many years now, and I can't think of a better person to serve as chaplain for the department. So you'll do a great job, I know. Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner.
Yes.
Kelly, thank you. Congratulations, and we're appreciating more service from you. We know all you do for us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, you also received, oh,
Are you going to administer the oath? We're going to withdraw, then we got Kate and Punch, you're all welcome to.
sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. You all received a copy of the bill list of 6/15/2021. Is there any comments on the bill list? Yeah, don't miss the party. Okay, so there are no questions. The bill list will be accepted. Next, I would like to entertain a motion to read all ordinance and resolutions by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Have motion second. Call the roll, please.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. I'm going to start with the old business items. This is ordinance number 21-0-3081. This is the second reading. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Leiden Oil Company, 3711 Lee Harps Road, Youngstown, Ohio, 44515 for the purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel.
So moved.
Motion,
Second.
second. Any questions, comments? Please call the roll.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
Okay. Resolution number 21-R-572, second reading. A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a CRA agreement with Milo Land Company / Bobcat Development LLC for the city of Columbiana.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on that motion? Please call the roll.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Okay, we're moving to new business. Motion to approve the 2022 tax budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion a second. This is the time for all those questions or comments.
We really got to think of something to put Mike under the spotlight.
Yeah.
That one column doesn't add up right, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you might have forgotten to carry a zero here.
I mean, it is just a pretty normal budget. It's not really the actual budget. It's like an estimate for next year, and it's something that's required. So, we have to do it. The only thing I do want to point out, under the 2020 actual revenues, if you look at the workers' comp reimbursement line, we got over $263,000 last year, and that was a lot of the COVID relief money. So not only did we get money from the CARES Act, we also got reimbursed from workers' comp. I think they made us a couple of reimbursements. So that was a big shot in the arm. So it did help out the 2020 numbers.
Good. Thanks, Mike. Any other comments? Like to call for the roll?
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
I believe we need to have a motion for an emergency.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking for a motion to approve, to permit an emergency.
Read it as an emergency.
Ordinance, to read it as an that's right. Thank you.
Okay.
To read this as an emergency.
So moved. Second.
Questions? Call for the roll.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Ordinance number 21-0-3082 3082. This is an emergency, excuse me, an emergency.
No, that, we
Oh,
just,
I'm sorry, excuse me.
You just the emergency, yes, right.
An emergency ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Carmelus Lime, Inc., 11 Stanwick Street, 21st floor, Pittsburgh, PA, 15222, for the purchase of line for the water treatment plant.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments?
Just wanted to clarify, this is being read as an emergency just because of the contract expiration at the end of the month.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hearing no other questions, I'll call for the roll.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Ordinance number 21-0-3083, first reading. An ordinance amending chapter 1282, section 1282.05 of the Planning and Zoning Code of the Codified Ordinances of Columbiana, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
I just want to comment. I know I raised this question before and I'm just going to raise it again. Specifically with the area on East Park Avenue that I'm concerned about allowing a building height of 75 feet in that area. However, in total, I don't think that the risk is that high of somebody going in there and building a 7-story building in there. And I do think that the good of getting this done and allowing for building, larger buildings in some of the state route areas far outweighs any small risk we might have of somebody building a building where we don't want it. So I just want to comment on that. And, I've given that a lot of thought. Just want to let everyone know what my thoughts were on that.
Those are good comments. And it does standardize more, make our building height on the commercial properties more standard.
Yeah, I think really too, just allowing the larger, higher buildings on the state route areas principally, which is, mostly undeveloped, is a good move to allow for better development in that area.
Okay. Any other questions? Call for the roll.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Ordinance number 21-0-3084, first reading. An ordinance amending section 5 of ordinance number 16-0-2862.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions? Deanne, call for the roll.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
Resolution number 21-R-573, first reading. A resolution to exclude the approval of the city of Salem, which approval would otherwise be required for an alternate method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2022.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any comments on this?
just, this is something that we do every single year. It's pretty standard. And it used to be East Liverpool was the largest city, and now Salem is. And who knows, maybe someday we will be the largest.
And then Salem will be voting to exclude us.
How dare you?
The reason this was developed years ago, and I think Dan Love, they still have a hand in it, is the largest city could distribute the money as they choose fit. So this is a more equitable way that the money is split up between all the communities.
So the largest city would have had the right to divide it up for all this.
After the county takes their portion, and then our city would have, they could decide who gets what.
Well, this is a darn good motion.
And I don't know, did you get the attachment where it shows how it is? Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, everybody gets the 15,000 off of that, but then it's based on population. It's split up by 5%.
Thank you, Mike.
Just, I'm curious, well, we kind of did a pro forma last year, but does that have to be approved by like all of the, or the majority of the
Majority.
governments?
Good question. Okay. I'll call the roll.
Liston,
Yes.
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Resolution number 21-R-574, first reading. A resolution approving a new alternative method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Dan?
DiTilio,
Yes.
Banner,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Souter,
Yes.
McBain,
Yes.
Liston,
Yes.
Well, I'm very sad to say that's all the ordinances and resolutions I got for you tonight. So I will move and ask, I think this, personally, I think this is really going to work out well, allowing the public to be able to comment and participate in the meetings if they choose to do it through Zoom. And it also provides us with documentation of these meetings. So I think it's a good thing. Are there any public comments? Anybody out there? Anyone want to make any comments tonight?
Sure, I'll make one. I'm a big fan of Zoom right now, so it has been very beneficial to some of us, especially to me right now. So, great that we do have the capability of using Zoom.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mark, for your comments. Hearing any other public comments? Hearing none, I'll turn to the council comments.
I am just very happy to see these petitions down. I'd like to have a public burning along with face masks. It feels really good to kind of get back to where we used to be, and I really feel blessed that we're here where we are right now. I really do.
I agree. It's really nice to be back in chambers and to have the direct face-to-face interaction with everybody. I think it would be nice if the state would consider allowing an individual to participate in a meeting and vote in a meeting remotely if circumstances required that. I know that I'm probably going to miss at least one meeting in September and possibly one in October, but I will be on Zoom at least to comment if I'm not allowed to vote.
And is that a statewide? Is that gonna
Yeah,
be-
that'll be, we'll know something probably in first week of July.
Are they working on
Yes.
making that change?
Well, they're considering it.
Good.
I comment. Any other comments anybody would like to make?
I had a neat one that the mayor kind of helped out on and made it happen, but we got a call from Compco Industries last week. And, Clarence Smith just passed away recently. And the family, Rosemarie Smith and Compco wanted to donate his utility cart that he used for gardening. And they showed up with it on Friday, and you'll see a picture. I just sent it to Danielle yesterday in the paper of them, bringing it and backing it off the cart and off the trailer. And within 5 minutes, we were using it. So it was really nice to see, and we really appreciate the Smith family for doing that. Thanks,
I
Rick.
can see something like that being super, super beneficial to those guys.
And I just like to comment that Comco several times has told us how happy they are to be in Columbiana, and how, they said to us, they said, if you people need something, give us a call. I think that Columbiana corridor sign they built is beautifully done. And that was all contributed by them, giving us that little dump truck. It's just great. And I know that would make Mr. Smith very happy that he's contributing to the community. So we have a lot of great companies in town, and it's great to be able to work with them, and various things. So I think it's great. Everybody should go down and see it. It's pretty cool.
I tell you, I'm still amazed at this city. Once again, the idea of Columbiana corridor was proposed. And that was mid-year. And here now in a week or less than a week, it's going to, the vast majority of it will come to fruition. That's the speed that this council and this city works is just unbelievable. I don't know of anybody else around that wouldn't be sitting here still talking about, do we need a sign? It's really gratifying, not only to the council, but to the citizens, that they can see things happening. And that's very important.
And it's so great to be able to have door events now where we can utilize utilize the downtown. So I think it's great. Just quick comment. I think everybody knows this, but that name for the sign was actually voted upon by the high school students at Columbiana High School. They thought about names. They presented the student body, I think 3 different names, and they selected that one. So I think it's going to be fun. That will be with them the rest of their lives. So I think that, that's their piece of downtown. So I think it's great.
Well, I think one of the good things we did with them is they came up with these ideas, and we didn't back in there and say, well, can you consider, what change the, that's theirs. They came up with it, and we accepted it lock, stock, and barrel. And I think they felt very proud of that, and they should.
Any other council comments?
I was just gonna throw in there, it's actually related, but not related. I think it was the 2 of you that did all the surveys last year, did some great work, and I really appreciate that. We did several things last year to kind of get through the COVID, and those will be expiring at the end of the year. One of the things I thought I would ask is if we would want to consider any of those measures as a permanent measure. The ones I think of specifically would be like allowing tables in front of businesses, or maybe sandwich the A-board signs. So I don't know if that's something we want to consider, but it would be something that we're kind of in that time frame where we would want to move it forward. So I don't think the permanent door would be a thing, but certainly the sign, the tables and an A-frame sign, stuff like that would be something we might want to consider as a permanent measure.
Good. Well, we haven't seen any ill effects of that.
Not at all.
So
No.
I think it's something that we really should consider. It's a good idea.
And, being mayor, you get all kinds of great public commentary. People tell you, and ask you questions. And the most relevant question that came to me in the last month was, can we use that restroom downtown? There's something on the door and there's a code and I don't know the code. You must know the code. And so I had to tell them, no, there's no code on it. And I guess Lance informed me that, it's open now,
Yeah, and they automatically open at 7 and close at 11.
7
And
to 11.
The code is
So the
strictly for
restroom
us.
downstairs, and that eliminates about 80% of the questions that I get.
So I just want to clarify, I don't know if anyone else, I don't have that code, so.
Yeah.
Only certain people got that code.
Well,
Which could
if
have
you want
done-
in there past 11 o'clock and before 7 a.m., you let me know.
What you should have thought about was when they called you and asked you if you had the code, just give them 7726. It'll get them off your back for a while.
That's funny. Okay, and I really think it's great. Dick is here tonight in person, and he's got this great outfit on, and I think we ought to have him stand up and display it. Come on, Dick. Come on down.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's photo
Mike,
worthy.
this is going to be standard
Yeah.
for the office.
This is the McBain clan tartan kilt. My father's father was Scottish by descent, and I'm only quarter Scottish, but I still like wearing the kilt.
Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe we should adopt that as the city of Columbiana. Tartan and kilt.
A new logo. Are there any other comments from the public? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Meeting adjourned.